reactions. Let us take some other examples. I have taken this one is tertiary alkyl bromide. I have taken, and this one is treated with Cn minus cyanide. This one is only nucleophile. This one can act as only nucleophile. And also I have taken lithium diisopropyl amide. This one is bulky base, which can act only as base. And also I have taken strong nucleophile, strong base, less bulky base. This one is. And also I have taken primary amine, methylamine. This one is weak nucleophile and weak base. We have to predict what is a major product. Suppose if you take this one, Cn minus, this one is tertiary. Obviously, there is a SN1 type of mechanism. So in SN1 type of mechanism, you will get a racemic mixture. Racemic mixture you will get. So what is the product you will get? You will get retention of configuration Cn and also inversion of configuration and this one will be Cn, this one will be methyl. So here there is a formation of these two enantiomers. Suppose if you take lithium diisopropyl amide, it's a bulky base, it can abstract proton from methyl. So in this case, this is the mechanism. This one is bromine and this one is methyl. Here there is abstraction of proton. This proton will be abstracted by the lithium diisopropyl amide and there is an elimination of bromine from this position. So you will get less substituted alkene. This is the major product. This is the product. This is the Hoffman product. Less substituted alkene. When you take less bulky base, in this case you will get Sage-Joff product. You will get more bulky alkene. More substituted alkene. So in this case, there is a elimination of this hydrogen and bromine. So you will get more substituted alkene. This is the more substituted alkene you will get. Suppose if you take methylamine, in this case there is a solvolysis. The major one is SN1 and the next one is E1 and E2. So in the case of SN1, again you will get a racemic mixture. The major product will be racemic mixture. So you will get this one is NHMe and this one is Me. And also you will get this one is Me, NHM. So here you will get racemic mixture. Along with racemic mixture, you will get E1, E2 products. In case of E1 and E2, you will get this one. This one is minor in the case of methylamine. Let us take another example. This one is secondary alkyl bromide. Secondary alkyl bromide. So when you treat with only nucleophile, this one is only nucleophile. Here in the case of secondary alkyl bromides, there is a SN2 type of mechanism. So you will get inversion of configuration at reaction center. This is the inversion of configuration. See, this one is below the plane, the bromine is below the plane. Here the Cn minus attacks above the plane and you will get Cn above the plane. When you treat with lithium diisopropyl amide, in this case there is a removal of proton from secondary beta carbon, not tertiary beta carbon. You have two beta carbons. This one is beta carbon and this one is beta carbon. The attack of lithium diisopropyl amide at secondary carbon is very easy when compared with the tertiary. So the abstraction of proton from secondary carbon is very easy. So here there is a removal of hydrogen from this position and bromine. So you will get a less substituted alkene. So this one is above the plane, methyl is above the plane, and this is the alkene you will get when there is a removal of this bromine and this hydrogen. Suppose if you take NH2 minus, this one is less bulky base, strong nucleophile and strong base. In this case there is a E2 elimination is measured. For E2 elimination there should be anti-periplanarity. This is the condition. Anti-periplanarity. The hydrogen and bromine should be anti-periplanar. Suppose if you take this molecule, this is the molecule, this is given, this one is the bromine and methyl is above the plane. So obviously hydrogen is below the plane and here you can find above the plane hydrogen and below the plane hydrogen. Actually in less bulky case the product should be Sedgwick. But in this case, the hydrogen, this hydrogen and this bromine are not anti-periplanar. So here there is no removal of this hydrogen and this bromine. It is not possible. In this case, there is a removal of the hydrogen which is above the plane and the bromine which is below the plane. These are in anti-periplanarity condition. So in this case you will get less substituted alkene. Even though you are using less bulky base, you are getting less substituted alkene, that is Hofmann product. Hofmann product you are getting. Because here there is no anti-periplanarity. That's why you are getting Hofmann product. Suppose if you take methylamine, in this case you will get SN1 type of mechanism. So what is the major product you will get? The major is SN1 type methyl. So you will get racemic mixture. So this one is NHMe plus above the plane Mg and this one is above the plane NHMe. So in this case SN1 is the major product. Along with SN1 you can find E1 also. This one is minor. The E1 will be this one. In the case of E1 there is no need of anti-periplanarity. So you will get this alkene. This is minor. This one is minor. These two will be major. Let us take this one. Both are above the plane. So this hydrogen will be below the plane. Here you have above the plane hydrogen and below the plane hydrogen. When you use only nucleophile, that is Cn minus, here there is a SN2 type of mechanism. So you will get inversion of configuration, and this one is methyl. In case of bulky base, lithium diisopropyl amide, bulky base, this one can act as only base. In this case, you will get a Hoffman product. There is a elimination of hydrogen from this hydrogen and this bromine. So you will get less substituted alkene. If you take a less bulky base, this one is a less bulky base. Here, if you take this hydrogen is anti-periplanarity with this bromine. So in this case, there is a removal of hydrogen from this carbon, this beta carbon. So you will get CHF product. So you will get more substituted alkene. So if you use methylamine, in this case, what is the major product? SN1 and E1. This one is secondary alkyl bromide. So you will get SN1 product and E1. If you take SN1, you will get racemic mixture. So this one is methyl and this one is NHMG above the plane, and also you will get below the plane, NHMG below the plane. Here there is a change in configuration. Along with this, you will get alkene. So this is the alkene you will get. Suppose if you use sodium iodide, this one is acetone, this one is polar aprotic solvent. We know that for polar aprotic solvents, SN2 is favorable. Since this one is primary and this one is tertiary, and this one is best leaving group, good leaving group when compared with F. So in this case, which iodide will attack? We know that SN2 case, the rate of reaction, primary alkyl halide is greater than secondary alkyl halide is greater than tertiary alkyl halide. So the primary alkyl halide will be reacted. So you will get this product. The fluorine will not be substituted. Here there is a substitution of chlorine by iodine. This one is recently given in IIT JEE Mains. The major product in the following reaction is, what is the major product? This one is neutral alcohol, ROH, and there is a heating. When you take alcohols or amines or water, in case of secondary or tertiary, the first step will be solvolysis. If you take neutral molecules, this one is less or weak base and weak nucleophile. When you take anion, tertiary butanoxide anion, that one is very strong base. It can act only as base. But you are taking neutral molecule, alcohol. In this case, it can act as weak base and weak nucleophile. In case of secondary alkyl halides, the SN1 will be predominated. So, first there is a solvolysis. You will get carbocation. Here, when you heat it, there is a hydride shift. In heating condition, there is a hydride shift. So this hydrogen will be shifted along with the electrons. When this hydride is shifted from this carbon to carbocation, there is a generation of more stable carbocation. This one is secondary carbocation. This secondary carbocation will become more stable carbocation, tertiary carbocation. That's why there is a hydride shift. After hydride shift, there is a removal of hydrogen. So in this case, you will get more substituted alkene. This is the alkene you will get. This one is even mechanism with migration. So what is the answer? The answer is, fourth one is the answer for this question. The major products of the following reactions are, in this case, potassium tertiary butoxide and heating. So this one is bulky base, only base. This one is only base. And if you take this one is the leaving group, sulfonate, leaving group. What is the nature of this reaction center? The reaction center is a secondary. Okay, when you use bulky bases, whether it is primary, secondary or tertiary, there is a E2 mechanism. So in case of E2 mechanism, you will get less substituted alkene. So the first, the product will be this one, CH3 and CH double bond CH2. Here there is a removal of hydrogen from this carbon. There is a removal of hydrogen from this carbon and removal of leaving group. So you will get this one. And after treating with ozonolysis, it's oxidative ozonolysis. Hydrogen peroxide you are using, it's oxidative ozonolysis. In oxidative ozonolysis, the CH2 fragment always becomes a COOH, HCOOH. And this one will become, there is a, in place of double bond CH2, you will get double bond O. And what will be the product? And oxidative addition. So then this one is oxidative ozonolysis. This CHO further will be converted into COOH. So the aldehyde further will be converted into COOH. And this one is HCOOH. So what is the product you will get? You will get the product A1. First one is the correct option. For the following reactions, this one is the primary alkyl bromide is given and K substitution, this one is KS, there is a substitution and K elimination is given. Here the Z minus is ethoxide and tertiary butoxide. Ks and Ke are respectively the rate constant for the substitution and elimination, and mu is equal to Ks by Ke, substitution constant by elimination constant. The correct option is, we know that from this one is less bulky base, it can act as base as well as nucleophile, and this one is more bulky base. So this one can only act as base. From less bulky to more bulky, there is an increase in elimination and there is a decrease in substitution. So the rate of substitution is high in presence of less bulky base. The rate of elimination is high in presence of more bulky base. So which one should be more? Suppose if you take mu B, Ks by Ke. If you take mu A, in presence of ethoxide, the substitution rate should be more. So Ks is more, Ke is less. So the ratio Ks by Ke is high. This one is high. And if you take mu A, if you take Ks by Ke for mu A, mu B. For this one, elimination rate constant is high. This one is low. So it will be low. So mu A is greater than mu B. Mu A is greater than mu B. And we know that elimination for B is greater than elimination for A. So Ke of B is greater than Ke of A. So third option is the correct option.